Welcome to a 12-minute HR lesson YouTube edition. This is where we take our most popular episodes and we match them up with some video that I've taken. What you're watching here is my overnight trip up a track in the Kaimai Ranges. Beautiful location, beautiful trip, and all put against one of my more interesting and ultimately positive lessons: how to use chocolate fish to get the best out of your people. Let's go. Welcome to your 12-minute HR lesson. Today, I'm going to talk to you about fish. I'm going to talk to you about why we punish people, how we reward people, when we punish, when we reward, and why fish is not the answer, but it's an answer. So let's go. Today I want to talk to you about punishment and kindness. Kindness is perhaps the wrong word, but we're going to start there. It's a good place to start as anywhere. And you can't talk about the question of punishment or kindness, carrots and sticks, without getting into the questions, without broaching the subject of parenting and school. Now, I'm not going to talk about parenting, except to say that I've personally found being a manager before being a parent made me a better parent, but that's a story for another day, probably not ever. But if we're going to get into the question of the effects and benefits of punishment, we've seen this addressed at most in the question of school. So there are occasional stories that are based in a school that are talking about horrible teachers who are cruel and punishing and contrasting them to teachers who are kind and nurturing and engaging. In Matilda, you have Miss Trunchbull, who is the cruel and vindictive principal, contrasted with Miss Honey, who is the kind and nurturing teacher. In Harry Potter, Professor Umbridge is in clear contrast to Dumbledore. And the commentary that both of these caricatures are making is that punishment doesn't help you grow. Punishment doesn't make good students, it only makes compliant students. The lesson I want to talk to you about is positive behaviour and negative behaviour. And this is where I have to skim over and give you an extreme crash course in a very large field of psychology, which is behavioural psychology. And so let me massively oversimplify it this way. Punishments of behaviour that we don't want to see again is likely to mean that that person or animal stops doing that thing. Punishment is a reasonably effective way of stopping that person or animal from doing that thing again in the future. Now, this is contingent on the connectivity, how well that person makes a connection between the punishment and the behaviour, which is also influenced by the immediacy. So that's why you don't punish your kids 3 days later for a thing that they did. They don't build a connection well. So that's how we stop behaviour that we don't want to see, through punishment. Now let's talk about the other side, which is positive reinforcement of behaviour that we do want to see. If we want to see a behaviour that we like and we want to see more of that, if we reward that, we're more likely to see again. Now, here's the core concept. One picks up where the other one stops, but there is no overlap. You cannot punish people and expect them to start acting positively. You can only get them to stop acting negatively. You can only stop them from doing things you don't want to see with punishment. To get them to do the things that you want them to do, the behaviour that you want to see, you can only get there with rewards. If you want to start positive behaviour in the workplace, reward them. Okay, so what does this mean? This is something that you will not do yourself, but this is something that your line managers do all the time, every day. And you need to help them understand this and think this and use these two tools effectively. Every line manager should have both sets of tools in their arsenals. They should be good punishing behavior that they don't want to see in the future, correcting that behavior. That could be warnings, that could be punishments, that could be the ultimate censure of dismissal. But there's a wide spectrum, and we want to give them the full spectrum. That could be as simple as one-on-one conversations. Hey, look, that thing that happened, that's not acceptable. Hey, look, you're late, we're not cool with that. There's a wide range of negative comments and small-scale to large-scale punishments that managers can hand out and should be handing out for behaviour, for actions, for decisions that are negative, affecting their performance and the performance of everybody else around them. So that's one set of tools they need to have. The other set of tools is they need to have ways of positive encouragement. This can be extreme, this can be promotion, this can be pay rises, but it can be as simple as praise and thank yous. Hey, you did really well there, thank you for doing that today. That goes a really long way. There's a whole lesson, I'll come back to it another day, about how the best tool in any manager's toolbox is thank you. So the lesson here is, when you're coaching your line managers, think about that. Think about encouraging them to develop both sets of tools. Tools for stopping negative behaviour, but tools for encouraging behaviour that they do want to see. So now that we've whistle-stopped through that theory, let me talk to you about my chocolate fish policy. I want to give you the guts of it straight up. I haven't done it every workplace, but previous workplaces had a chocolate fish policy, which is essentially a tool for line managers to provide a low-key but meaningful positive reward of behaviour that they liked and wanted to see more of. My job was to help them. Their job was to use it. So let's explain. So first, I have to explain to you what a chocolate fish is. If you're not from New Zealand, you probably won't get it. But to put it really simply, it's a small chocolate bar, the smallest in the range of what you could call a chocolate bar. It's generally strawberry marshmallow covered in chocolate. So not quite a small fun-size bar, but not a full-blown chocolate bar. It's sort of somewhere in between. It's light, it's relatively innocuous, and it's kind of known in New Zealand culture. I didn't come up with the concept of a chocolate fish as a positive thing, as a reward. I just codified it into policy and put some parameters around it so that we could use it effectively. And those are parameters with us. I would give people a chocolate fish, but I was only the facilitator of it. I would provide the chocolate fish for line managers to give to their staff that they wanted to encourage the behaviour of. I couldn't give the chocolate fish. Someone else couldn't give a chocolate fish. Only the manager could give them their chocolate fish. What it is, it's a way of saying, good job, well done, really appreciate that. Whether or not it's thanks, whether or not it's reward, whether or not it's a thing that they went the extra mile on, I didn't care. I didn't have the criteria. Everybody sort of broadly gets the idea that it's a very simple reward. I want to give the manager that discretion to act as they see fit of what the type of behaviour they want to see in their team is. I don't get to decide the type of behaviour the manager wants to reward, and nor would I want to. So what does this mean for you? If you're a line manager, this is my direct recommendation to you. Find a way in which you can reward behaviour you want to see more of. Now that could be thank you, or it could be something small. You could do your own chocolate fish, you could do something else. Now my message to you, if you're HR, provide your managers that tool. Provide them with a way of saying thank you. Here's where we get slightly more complex. It's good to have lots of different options. It's good to have some big stuff. It's good to have annual awards. It's good to have small stuff like thank yous and well dones and public praise and all that sort of stuff. This is just one within the spectrum. Some workplaces will use gift cards. Interestingly, that's a slight step up, and it has different complexity. If you are giving gift cards, what I often tend to see is two slight handbrakes on that. One is, does it really deserve a gift card? Is it quite there? No. you're kind of setting a slightly high threshold around giving out these gift cards. You get consistency issues. You get across manager inconsistencies, that one manager will give them more than the others. And also you get within team inconsistencies. So-and-so's getting a gift card for that. I do that sort of thing all the time. That's not fair. The bigger the reward, the bigger the meaning, the bigger the implications if people don't agree with it. If it's something small, hence the chocolate fish I found quite effective. Now, I'm not saying it's the only way of doing it, but it kind of teases out some of the ideas and implications. Something small and in between that isn't just nothing, it has actual tangible benefit, but not enough to elicit feelings of jealousy or questions of justification with others, is often in that sweet spot, if you'll pardon the pun. So that's giving you some of my best stuff. Now, the interesting question I'd want to know is whether or not you could tell that I recorded this at 5 in the morning. The reason why I'm recording is as I've gotten older, I've discovered that actually being a lark can be highly productive for me. I wrote most of my PhD first thing in the morning, but sometimes that gets away on me. Sometimes I wake up 4 in the morning, and today was one such morning, so hopefully you can't tell. Hopefully it's just the gravelly voice. But anyway, thank you for listening. And here's the ad at the end. If you're interested in what we do, check us out at Pragmatic HRM. We have a couple of articles in this space. We have some training courses along these lines. If you want to talk to us, if you're thinking those are some interesting ideas, but I can't quite see how we can get them to work for us, get in contact. We're happy to help. So check us out at pragmatichrm.nz. Thanks.